Hello Boro fans, Jimmy Lee's Boro Fan TV here. Thanks for joining us for another match review. But it's not a great match review this one again, second one in a row. A disappointing 2-2 draw to Brentford at home. A game where you're probably looking to win that one as well. And also it's ruined our 100% championship record against Brentford. In the studio today, got Tom. Thanks for joining us, Tom. Tom, season ticket holder in East Stand. Tom, as I've said there, I think it was a poor game to be honest. Not great to watch. Your thoughts on that?
Just echoing exactly what you said, really. Very poor at the minute. There's 2 games at home in a week where we should be looking to win, really. And it's just not good enough, is it?
No, it's not, no. Boro fans, as I do with all these match reviews, I'm going to show you the key stats to begin with, courtesy of the guys at Boro Stats. You can follow them on Twitter at BoroForm. Tom, have a look ones here. Ball possession, 50% a pot. Yeah. They had more shots than us. We had to block 7 of their shots. They had 11 shots inside our box compared to us who having 5 in theirs. Yeah. I think that shows a lack of creativity, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah, and a lack of, I think, understanding of each other on the pitch at the minute is something that's quite worrying. We just look like, players that haven't really played together. That's how we looked on Saturday. Yeah. Which at this stage of the season is quite worrying. It's
11 games in, 11 league games in. Yeah. Passes, we did have more passes and we're more accurate with them, but where were those accurate passes?
Dominant areas, and it wasn't really for us, was it? That's how it looks.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, if we had a heat map or something, you probably have a look and just looking back at the game, see a lot of them accurate passes were probably between the defenders, between the central midfielders and defenders.
Side balls.
Yeah, and that doesn't win you games of football, does it? No. As much as it's nice to keep possession, the possession shots show you we weren't keeping possession as well as we could have done. So
there's a difference between keeping it, which we tend to do at the back, which is fine, but then knowing when to get the ball forward faster, and I think we struggle with doing that at times.
Yeah, we do. One stat I will say is worrying, that one. It's a possession stat at home, and even under our former manager and managers before that, at the Borough, we've always had good possession stats at home because we like to play some football. Yeah. The away team of Brentford, who are, they are a good possession team, they've always done well. They've been unlucky not to win as many games as they have done. 50% against Brentford at home is not good enough.
When I'm looking at the start of the season already, who's at the top? You've got Cardiff, Leeds. You're not playing them, like you said. Yeah. Brentford, they are what they are, but the squad that we've got, we were expecting more than this year.
Oh,
That's
yeah, definitely.
And I just think at the minute, he needs to really have a good look at how we're using the ball.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. It really is. One thing is, a lot of people saying, I go back to the Norwich game. We had 4 strikers on that pitch at one point, but delivering them what?
Exactly.
What were they getting in regards to service?
Yeah,
it's all well and good. And also, you can have a look at the shape we had. We've went to another different formation that we tried there, the 4-4-1-1.
Yeah.
Again, there's all this change in regards to personnel, systems, everything like that. That's not helping, is it?
I don't think so. Like we said a little bit earlier, I think, like we said, give Monk a bit of due at the beginning of the season. He was trying things, and if things aren't working, he's recognising, which I don't think happened last year, he's recognising it's not working, so he's changing it. Yeah. But we need stability now, don't we? We need to be getting the same players on, because we just look lost at times.
There's a fine line, isn't there, between changing things, but also... Yeah. Everyone said with our form manager, you didn't have a plan B. Yeah. He had a plan A. I don't think Gary Monk has his plan A yet, does he?
I don't think he knows. He's kind of brought a lot of players. He brought a lot of strikers in. It's now, right, we've got all these strikers. Where we're going to play them? What we're going to do with them? And he still doesn't know yet, does he?
Yeah. One thing is, I think it's apparent he signed the centre forwards to play this 4-3-3 system he wanted. Yeah. Realised that didn't work, and now he's thinking, right, okay, shall I try something else?
What do I do now?
Yeah. One player who has often had a lot of stick from Boro fans, and he was getting booed throughout the game on Saturday, and I thought he had a good game personally, is Johnny Howson, and Boro fans will be able to see the stats on screen now for Johnny Howson in regard to his game. So we have a look at his passes. He made 41 passes. Okay, only 76 of them were accurate, but there was 2 key passes there. Yeah. And no, those were both including the goal. Yeah. Both our goals. Crosses 5, 4 of them hit somebody. Long balls accurate. He played 6, only 2 were accurate, but he was trying something. Shots on sight, he had no shots. 4 dribble attempts, 3 of them successful. And he had 15 duels and won 9 of them. And 2 important cleans and 1 block shot. Yeah. I think that's an important stat. To me, that says kind of an all-round midfield performance, doesn't it?
It does. I think the reason he's getting, I don't agree, like we said, I don't agree with anyone getting booed. I don't agree with the fans booed in general. But no one should be singling him out, because there's no one really put in. I think I could argue, apart from Randolph, because I think he's been good for us so far. I don't think anyone's consistently week in, week out doing it yet. So to single him out is not fair, I don't think.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, I'd say Randolph and maybe Christie at a push. have been our most consistent player so far this season.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, Randolph did have a little mistake in the QPR game with Ben Gibson, but yeah, it's I think people have to be a little bit patient with footballers and to just boo him.
I think it comes down to as well this, and maybe it's just my opinion. At home, I view Howson the way he's been played at the minute more as a centre defensive mid. Second half, he was told to push on more, and you could tell because he was willing. There was one point in the second half where he opened his legs and pushed on.
Yeah, that was our second goal.
And that's what gets the crowd going.
Yeah.
Having them both sit at home, it's just unnecessary. Him and Clayton.
Yeah, I think I completely agree. When a team isn't coming at you as much and they are having a lot of their ball in their own half, why do you need defensive midfield? And why does Adam Clayton need to push between the central defenders? I don't think it needs to be done. Away
from home, fine, because you're defensive minded, absolutely fine. At home, later on in the season, you know, if Leeds and Cardiff come and they're still at the top of the table, it's that type of game, fine.
Yeah.
But I do think you've got to be looking at games like Brentford and thinking, well, do we need all like two defensive minded players, or can we push on more? For me, Baker could be sat alongside Howson or Clayton and still have the other four in front as well. Just
about to say exactly the same. Why not go for two more dynamic midfielders rather than defensive ones? Because in theory, against a weaker opponent, which Brentford are, as good a team Brentford are, they are a weaker team than Middlesbrough. Yeah. So at this point, do we go, right, let's go for two dynamic midfielders. Let's go Johnny House and be a little bit more defensive than Lewis Baker. And at point, I think Lewis Baker looks more comfortable in the middle of the park rather than number 10.
Yeah.
So why not give that a go at home?
I know. Well, last season we played a lot, didn't we, in that 4-3-3 but for me it was still negative because you had Daroon expected to do a job that wasn't kind of his job. Yeah. You had Clayton on the pitch, so the three that were in there were never going to have the goals to support the front three in front. Whereas this year, or have the creative mindset. Yeah. Whereas this year is completely different. You've got the players. You change it to that three at home. Yeah. You know, and have two attack minded and one defensive mid.
Why not? Not? It's I think we tried it once, maybe twice at home, and we did win both games. And we've seemed to change things a little bit since then. I think that the shape worked well with Rudy Gestede though, because it was something a little bit different, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Gestede's been a bit of a lot. He started the season quite well, didn't he?
And I think
him being out the teams, forced us to change the system again. But to me, the 4-2-3-1 when we started playing it the last couple of weeks was what I thought we'd start the season with anyway. And I think a lot of the fans did, looking at what he put out last year at Leeds.
And I'm a fan of it as well.
Yeah, and I am. So I was a little bit good when we played at the weekend, and Braithwaite wasn't more in that number 10 because I thought it completely ruined that kind of dynamic of midfield to attack.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take into that as well in regards to the shape. So we saw a lot of times during Saturday where there was people getting positions looking to play a pass, and they didn't know who was there, who was going to be doing what. There's been no solid shape under Gary Monk. I think the most consistent shape we had to have was a 4-2-3-1 during our good run. Yeah. But now we've had a couple of bad games, and the players don't look like they understand what they need to be done.
Yeah, I think it comes from him not understanding, not having that, like you said, that plan in his head of essentially a plan A, which is quite worrying. That's rubbing off on the players. That they're not understanding their role on the pitch as much.
I do like to see footballers use their own initiative, but you will look at a lot of them, and George Friend said this when our previous manager took over. He said one thing you always do, you listen to what your manager tells you. Yeah. Because that's what's going to help you play towards what that team's goal at. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but you do that. I know I've been quite a critic of Adam Clayton, but a lot of the time he is sitting deep because I do believe he's getting taught to sit deeper. Yeah. Maybe not as deep as he does, but he is being taught to sit deeper. And I think Gary Monk needs to try and get more out of them players.
Well, just at one point in the first half, against Brentford as well, like we said, with them being what we consider weaker opposition to us, Christie had the throw-in in the first half near their box, and Clayton sat near the halfway line with Gibson, when we need as a team to push everyone up that little bit more. It's all about the attack and emphasis, which I don't think we're using enough.
No. And the thing is, the frustrating thing, we were at times against other teams.
I know.
But the last two games, you just haven't.
Bolton away, we absolutely took it to them. Yeah. It's one of the first times we've done that, and I think Traore was a big influence in that. I know he's hit and miss, and people have his views on him, but he is part of that. Yeah. And Johnson, when he made his home debut against, I think it was QPR when he started, he was running at people, and that's what the Boro fans love. Boro fans love that.
Yeah, we love that. We love that, and it's something we've been starved of over the last few years. And then when you come and do that, Marvin Johnson home debut against QPR, running direct at players. And that reverse passing to Lewis Baker, I think, my God, we've got to play here.
And that's what you want. We want to be heading that way, and putting balls in behind for Aston Belonga and wingers absolutely attacking them. But we just aren't seeing it. We didn't see it on Saturday at all.
No, we haven't seen it last two games. And you touch on Aston Belonga there. Yeah. One thing I do feel frustrated for the lad is, I think he's been starved, and you could see on Saturday, in the first few games, the Sombalong was going too wide, and that's why he wasn't getting as many chances. But for a few games, he was playing with the 18-yard box, making sure he was...
He's not the main man, was he, in the first few games?
No, he wasn't, but he has been recently. But this weekend, he was again going to the corner flag trying to get the ball, because I just think he wants to have the ball.
Yeah.
But isn't that for the manager then to be so, no, Brit, no, that's your position there, mate.
Yeah.
If the ball's free there, you leave that to Johnson or Adama, or you just leave it.
Yeah, it all comes down to his tactics, doesn't he? And again, it feels like, what is the tactics?
Yeah.
It's not evidence to the fans what he wants.
No.
So is it to the players? Because it doesn't look like it is at the minute.
None of us know. No, I mean, I like to study the game of football per se, and like I have a look at it and think, okay, that's what they're doing here, there. Yeah. But on Saturday, I was kind of dumbfounded in regards to, okay, what it looked like a 4-4-1-1, but then, the Sombalong was going out wide there, then Brentford was supposed to... I don't think anyone looked comfortable.
No, they didn't. And I felt quite sorry for Traore being made kind of a bit like the scapegoat, being the one taken off.
Yeah.
Because I felt like at the time, it was maybe one of Howson or Clayton that probably could have been pulled.
Yeah.
And have that extra attacking threat, or not like change, but
like you done against QPR.
I know, yeah, and I think the good thing is QPR, it worked in our favour. The game completely opened up, which is why we got the chances. But it did, I know we got 2 goals on Saturday, so that sounds quite contradictory. But it wasn't by any means a good performance.
No, it wasn't. No,
we were lucky to come away with that, with a point. I found.
I completely agree. And the stats say that as well.
Yeah.
Just on the Traore thing, I didn't notice this, but someone shown us said since the match, Gary Monk lost his temper just before half-time. A ball was played up and Traore just didn't even go for it.
Right.
And Gary Monk lost his temper, turned around and went to the dugout and said he's coming off.
Right, okay.
So, is he getting frustrated with Traore because of that? And because he has been took off last couple of games, and okay, he done that one mistake. He wasn't the reason we weren't playing well, I think, on Traore, and I am one of his biggest critics as well.
I think a lot of people, I do criticise him. I think it's harsh for Traore because he's been given a lot of negative press, but towards the end of last year, before we got our second manager, Agnew, at the end of last year, he got pulled from the team, and he was really hitting form. And I think, the points against Bolton, he had a massive part in all of them. And I think he's made a scapegoat, but at times he offers us a lot, and a lot more than other people do.
But I'm inclined to agree with you.
And I wouldn't have took him off the other day because I feel like the game was going to get stretched in the second half, and that's when he comes alive.
He does,
and there's space to exploit.
He does.
So yeah.
I mean, the last 2 games he's got in position. I heard some fans kicking off because he got fouled and drew a free kick against Norwich on Tuesday night.
Right, okay.
And why? That's a good thing.
Yeah.
He just got one of them booked and got us a free kick. It doesn't make sense.
No.
So we can just conclude on that game there. It was far from a fantastic game, Tom. We need to improve, don't we, going forward?
I think they need more leadership on the pitch, and I say that with, I know Gibson stepped up quite a lot, but there's a lot to be said for the games that Ledbetter walked back into, and I never thought I'd say this, but we looked a better team with him in, especially Bolton away, a lot better with him in that team.
Yeah, agreed.
So I just think they need more direction at the minute. Agreed.
Well, thanks for joining us, Tom. I appreciate that. So yeah, disappointing 2-2 draw. I hope to see you better once you come to Barnsley. We have got an international break now, so everyone's got a couple of weeks off. Thinking about the Boro, we can celebrate England matches. I don't think so. Well, thanks for joining us. Guesty and Gavin, the guys, will be at Barnsley away as well, ready to take all your post-match opinions as well. And try and see, if you see the Gads film the blog, get yourself on it. It's not a bad bit of entertainment. See you soon. Thank you.